Imagine if a group of people were to fall into a deep hole, causing themselves injuries so severe that they spent the rest of their lives desperately searching for a cure. Now, imagine they later discovered that someone dear to them, someone who truly cared, had known about the danger all along. Wouldn't they wish that this person had done everything possible to warn them and prevent their fall, even if it meant going against their wishes or insisting when they didn't want to listen? Wouldn't they hope that their loved one had intervened, no matter how forceful or inconvenient it seemed at the time, to save them from a lifetime of pain? This scenario reflects a deeper truth about life, guidance, and the role of prophets. God, in His infinite wisdom, created the universe with a remarkable order. Among His creations, each being was endowed with unique qualities and roles. Understanding these differences is essential to grasping the purpose of human life and the significance of the prophets. God created the self and inner force that always seeks its own way, often regardless of consequences. Alongside this, He gave humans a thinking mind, capable of distinguishing right from wrong. Animals, by contrast, were created with desires, but without a thinking mind, acting purely on instinct. Angels, on the other hand, were given intellect, but no desires, making them flawless and incapable of sin. They simply do as they are commanded, without error. Humans are unique. God combined in them both desires and intellect, along with the self. This combination means that those who surrender to their desires can fall below the level of animals, while those who follow their intellect and conscience can rise above the angels. The struggle between desire and reason is the essence of the human test. Prophets, however, are a special category. Though they possess desires like all humans, they consistently choose to follow their intellect and divine guidance. In this way, they surpass even the angels in virtue. Prophets are flawless, not because they lack desires, but because they always choose what is right. This is why they are considered the best of creation. To succeed in life, one must overcome the pull of selfish desires when the mind and conscience have shown the right path. Submission to desire leads to loss, while following the intellect leads to greatness. Before this earthly life, God created souls and tested them in the world of souls. Those who excelled became the prophet's exceptional souls chosen for a divine mission. God granted them knowledge and sent them to guide humanity throughout history. Regardless of their names or the eras in which they lived, all prophets delivered the same essential message: worship the one God and follow His guidance. Prophets were not ordinary people. They were humble, brave, and merciful beyond measure. Though human, they flawlessly obeyed God's commands, showing kindness and compassion at a level unmatched by others. Their love and sacrifice for their people were so profound that they were always beloved by those with open hearts, while those who opposed them often did so out of pride or ignorance. Prophets dedicated their lives to guiding people toward heaven and warning them about hell. They reminded humanity that this life is a one-time opportunity to choose between eternal joy or loss, no matter what people believe or how societies change. The reality of death and the afterlife remains unchanged. To understand the role of prophets, consider the example of a parent caring for a child. Parents act in the child's best interest, even when the child does not understand. Similarly, a patient must trust a physician's expertise, not just their own feelings. In every field, whether carpentry, engineering, or science, experts provide guidance that others should follow. On a far greater scale, prophets are the experts of the soul, the afterlife, and the unseen realities. They were given miraculous powers by God to prove their truthfulness, such as healing the sick or even reviving the dead, so that people would know their message is from God. Therefore, the commands of the prophets are, in reality, the commands of God. Prophets never act out of personal desire or self-interest. They teach people to behave well, treat others with respect, share knowledge, and help one another. Their mercy and sacrifice surpass even the most loving mother, as they are willing to endure any hardship, even death, to guide their people. History records that prophets faced immense suffering. They were killed, tortured, and persecuted. Yet they remained steadfast. Remarkably, all prophets knew and respected each other, even if they lived in different times and places, because their mission and source were the same. From this, it becomes clear that true religion is one, as it comes from one God. People may call their faith by different names, but the essence is unchanged. The holy books are the words of God, not of ordinary people or even the prophets themselves. Reflect on the human body, how scientists are continually amazed by its complexity and order. Consider the vastness of space and the wonders of the universe. If these creations are so intricate and awe-inspiring, is it not logical to believe in the existence of heaven and hell, as described by the prophets? Preparation for the afterlife is far more important than any journey in this world. For a short trip, we prepare a little. For a long journey, we prepare much more. How much more should we prepare for the eternal journey after death, especially when warned and guided by the prophets? If we set aside biases about the names of prophets, we see that following any true prophet is to follow the same God. However, it is crucial to seek the original, unaltered words of God. Today, only the Qur'an remains preserved in its original form. Islam teaches that there is one God, Allah, and many prophets, all delivering the same message. The teachings of the Qur'an are the teachings of all prophets. Ultimately, what matters is not the names of the prophets or our personal opinions about them. What matters is that death is a reality, governed by the same Creator who made the universe. Only the prophets have true knowledge about death and the afterlife, so we must follow their teachings. The teachings of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, are the same as those of previous prophets, and belief in him is a command from God. Now you have a thinking mind, desires, and the challenge of the self. The journey of life is a one-way trip. What will you choose?